One of the biggest perks of living in the Dominican Republic is that weekend getaways like this one isn't just possible, it's normal. And honestly, it's one of the main reasons why I've moved here. So in this video, I'll be showing you this Airbnb property and talk about one of the major benefits of living here. Welcome to the beautiful town of Cabrera. Specifically, I'm in a part of town called La Entrada. That's where this beautiful Airbnb is located, where I'm staying with my friends and family this weekend. I'll show you around in a little bit because this is definitely one of those places that I would 100% recommend to come with friends or family. But first, I want to talk a little bit about how living here enables me to have these experiences often. Back when I lived in the US, weekend escapes like this were rare and expensive. But over here, there's so many incredible spots just a few hours away. Literally, I mean, you just have to choose what you want. Whether you want to go to the mountains and be by the river and have that type of vibe, you could do that. If you want to come to the beach, or have an ocean view, have some fresh seafood around you, and just chill vibes, you could do that as well. Overall, it's very inexpensive, and it's such a common thing that people do here. Even on the weekends, I find that people do that very often. Actually, my family that lives up in the mountains, they would opt for coming to the beach because they have the nice rivers and which they love, by the way. But because they don't get to go to the beach often, it's about 2 hours away from San Jose de las Matas. This is the place where they prefer to come, right? Anything by the beach, mostly Puerto Plata, even a long trip to Punta Cana or Samaná, Las Terrenas in Samaná, or Punta Rusia, Montecristi. I mean, there's just so many places they could go, and they do that very often. And the same thing in the cities. I find that on the weekends, you know, people go to the beach or the river and hang out. But like I said, when I lived in the States, it just was not like that. Part of it was just really expensive to do. People wouldn't want to do it as often. And it's just not the same. Honestly, I lived in Florida for almost 8 years, and we would not even go to the beach. We lived about 5 minutes from the beach at times, and we would barely go because it was not the same experience. And by the way, planning these type of trips could be last minute. There's so many spots available all over the country. So it really doesn't take that much planning, even with a bunch of kids and a big family. Julio, so what's been your favorite part of this weekend getaway so far?
These weekend getaways are great because it's like you just disconnect from everything. We're like in a very small town away from the big city. This is just like a regular thing that we do on the weekends.
How does a quick trip like this compare to weekend plans back in the States?
So back in the States, the thing about that is, number one, you can't do that year round. I grew up in New York, right? So in New York, it's like in winter, I don't have this. With all the sun and the water and the great weather, it's really limiting. The other part of this is like if you're working a regular job, even if you're like mildly successful, you cannot be having this type of trip on the regular. Whereas here, it's like this is something we can do spontaneously. That is the part that I love about this, where it's like, you know, we need some time off. We don't need to take a week off vacation. We just come to paradise for a weekend on the beach.
How far was the drive for you, and was it worth it?
Oh, totally worth it. So it was like 3 hours away. So I'm in Santiago, right? Just to get to the water, I'm at least an hour, 30 minutes or so to get to water. But adding in that extra time to be here in a place like this, it makes it all worth it.
What did you think when you saw this Airbnb?
So when I came in and I saw that it was like this rustic feel and it was not like this corporate Airbnb or resort style places that people are used to, I'm like, okay, now we're gonna have a really good time and it's gonna have a really good vibe. Coming to these type of places is easier to disconnect because it's all natural.
So let me tell you a little bit about this place. It's a totally secluded oceanfront property with 5 bungalows, and it fits up to 11 guests. It's meticulously maintained, and talk about comfort. The staff is so friendly. You get everything taken care of for you. A cook is included. You just have to bring the groceries, but they make meals for you throughout the day. And guys, I don't remember the last time I was this relaxed staying at a place. At night, you hear the ocean sounds, you hear the wind, the crickets. Another thing I love about this place is that it runs 100% on solar power, so it's totally eco-friendly. And if you want to book a massage, they have masseuses that come to you and you get a nice, relaxing massage. By the way, their attention to detail is off the charts. I mean, seriously, they thought about every little thing thing, every little detail when designing these bungalows in this property. And I would say it's a hidden gem, but honestly, I made an Instagram reel and I got so many messages of people that already have stayed here talking about how awesome it is. Yeah, I've definitely been very impressed with this Airbnb. I can't say enough good things about it, and I definitely recommend for anybody to check it out if they're staying in this area. You know, easy access to nature and peace overall matters. When I lived in the States, I felt like I was always stuck indoors watching TV. So these small trips make a big difference in our lives. I always encourage people to get out more, connect with nature more. And over here, I just feel like it's such a simple thing to do. Also, it makes a huge impact for kids. Instead of being at home watching TV, they're out playing with their friends, connecting with nature. Overall, my kids are much happier here. They're always looking forward to coming out, whether it's to the mountains or the beach. They get so excited when I tell them that we're going on another trip. And that for me means the world. This used to be a vacation, and now it's just Saturday. If you want to check out the Airbnb, I'm going to leave a link in the description below with more information, so definitely go check that out. And of course, as always, if you would like more insights on what it's like to live in the Dominican Republic, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for more content like this.